What's this? WoW's darkest secret. Is this gonna kill my vibe? My vibe's dead.
I believe I've made a WoW discovery that literally no one else has ever found. No matter how much I try to look it up, there's never any results. There's one zone in vanilla WoW that literally everyone knows about, but is almost universally forgotten.
Wait, I don't have goblins.
And that zone is Stone Talon Mountains. Stone Talon Mountains is a contested zone that shares a border with the Barrens and Desolus.
What?
The zone itself has an extremely unusual design, and there really is nothing else like it in the game. It's essentially one giant valley that connects to 3 different open chasms that are completely different to one another. Due to the zone's odd layout and frustrating quests, even many Horde players tend to skip it entirely when leveling. But I'm not here to talk about the zone or even its quests, but something much weirder. We all know that WoW has a day-night cycle that is in sync with the server's time zone. If it's daytime in real life, then it will be daytime in game too. If it's nighttime in real life, then it will be nighttime in game too. A zone's atmosphere can change significantly depending on whether it's day or night, but this is true especially for Stone Talon Mountains. During the day, Stone Talon Mountains just looks and feels like a pretty typical looking place. A bit of trees here, a bit of grass there, but at night, this zone, and the way it feels to be in it, almost completely changes. In classic WoW, I had an orc warrior called Warzerk that I would occasionally level up to see what the Horde side of the game was like. Just a way to relax and see what I would have otherwise missed out on my Alliance main. Stone Talon Mountains was one of the zones I ended up leveling in. I didn't think anything of it, until this happened. This is a screenshot I took at 2:14 AM on the 20th of October 2020. I'm in the Windshear Crag part of the zone, and as you can see, my character is dead. You're probably
this isn't a troll video, right? Hold on, he's not trolling, right?
Thinking that a mob must have got me or something, but no. The reason I took this screenshot is because my character just died, instantly, for no reason whatsoever. I was just running around doing some quest when he just dropped dead. At first I thought that maybe a high-level rogue had got me, then vanished or something, but I didn't see any. And according to my combat log, nothing happened. He just died. Either way, I rezzed up and carried on with my questing before heading off for the night. 24 hours later, and I am, once again, questing in the Windshear Crag. Everything was going smoothly, until once again, bam. It happened again.
Oh my
Instant death, no combat log, just dead. I had never experienced anything quite like this. I mean,
literal chills.
Yeah, WoW could be buggy, but it's never been this bad. I looked back at the screenshot I took the night before and noticed something really unusual. The time of death on both shots was exactly the same, 2:14 AM. That was just way too much of a coincidence to ignore. The next night, at 2:14 AM, I would have my recorder on, just in case my character died again, so that I would have proof of this weird bug in action. The following is what I captured. Out of curiosity, I wondered that if I went to the Charred Vale at 2:47 again, if it would happen there too.
No way.
Sure enough, it did. (2:14 AM in the Windshear Crag, 2:47 AM in the Charred Vale, 2:28 in the Stone Talon Peak. Every night, at those times, my character would die without failure or explanation. An old Blizzard developer who had long since left the company, Mike Crond, did a Q&A on the r/WoW subreddit, whereby he answered people's questions about what it was like developing the vanilla game. In his opening remarks, he mentioned that he was behind zones such as Desolus, Feralas, Ashenvale, and Stone Talon Mountains. If anyone knew what was going on here, it would be this guy, and I'm in way too deep to quit now. So I said, "Hey there, is it true you worked on vanilla WoW back in the day?" Honestly, I didn't expect to get an answer, but shockingly enough, He responded almost instantly. Yup. Well, it's better than nothing, I guess. The ice was broken. I just had a question about one of the zones. Nothing serious, just some trivia that I wondered if you could answer. 2 minutes later, shoot. Talkative guy. I've been on Classic WoW recently and leveling up in Stone Talon Mountains. I've noticed that for some reason, my character dies at set times in the early hours of the morning for seemingly no reason. I know it sounds bonkers, but do you have any idea why that is? It's been driving me crazy for days now. After I asked this, the guy just went completely silent. 10 months later, I get another message from Mike.
Shut up.
The message literally just said, "The SoCal Lady Killer." I'm like, what? No response. The guy just goes completely quiet again. Decided to look into it, and this is what came up.
Unironically chills.
The SoCal Lady Killer is the nickname given to an unidentified serial killer who is believed to be behind the murder of 3 women in Southern California. The first victim was 28-year-old Whitney Fangson. On the 2nd of August 1995, her body was found on the outskirts of the Wind Shear Lumber Mill. Police reports state that she was officially declared dead at 2:14 a.m. 4 months later, on the 5th of December 1995, 25-year-old Sophie Riven was found in an almost identical state at a hotel room in the nearby village of Los Chared. Police reports state that she was declared dead at 2:47 a.m. The third and final victim was 32-year-old Amy Rassan, who 2 months later, on the 17th of February 1996, was found dead by climbers at the base of Sokol Peak. Police reports state that she was declared dead at 2:28 a.m. I went to ask Mike what on earth made him want to add that in the game, but again, I got no response. But this time, it was different. You see, in the past when I was blanked, Mike was still actively using Reddit obsessively on a daily basis. But ever since that last message, he had stopped.
Is he? No way. Is he the SoCal killer?
Completely. Not many people know this, but the state of California actually has an online public database of all its residents that states basic information about them, such as their criminal record, driving viability, and yes, whether they are dead or alive. Well, you're never gonna believe what I found. Michael John Crond, 54, death by suicide, on the 13th of August 2021. The exact same day that he last messaged me.
Shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Shut the f up.
World of Warcraft developer from 2004 to 2006, was the SoCal Lady Killer. Stone Talon Mountains, a zone which he designed, is nothing more than a direct reference to the crimes he committed 10 years prior to joining Blizzard. Whitney Fangson died outside of the Wind Shear Lumber Mill. Meanwhile, in the Wind Shear Crag, there's an NPC called Taskmaster Whipfang. Sophie Riven died in Los Chared. Meanwhile, in the Charred Vale, there's an NPC called Sister Riven. Amy Rassan died on the base of Sokol Peak. Meanwhile, in the Stone Talon Peak, there's an NPC called Sentinel Amma Rassan. The cherry on top. In the only safe place in the entire zone, the Sunrock Retreat, is an NPC called Crond. Crond, the Butcher. But folks, do you want to know the worst part about all of this? The worst part is, I just made all that up. That's right, Mike Crond is
Stop. I should have ended the video.
not a serial killer. In fact, Mike Crond isn't even real. Hell,
I'm so
his
mad.
picture isn't even real. It was
I'm
generated
so
by an
mad.
AI. There's no such thing as the SoCal Lady Killer, and my character didn't even die randomly in the Stone Talon Mountains. I just got a friend of mine to use the neutral auction house to trade me a dark rune. Hell, even the character isn't even the same. So, the question you must be asking is, why? Why did I make up this entire story? Well, you see, it's simple. If I can come up with an interesting and somewhat believable story that grips people enough to keep them listening for 20 minutes, about the pissing Stone Talon Mountains no less, then Blizzard has no excuse to not write a good story of their own, especially with their ridiculously overpaid writing team at their disposal. Dear WoW lore team, get it together, you absolute amateurs.
I'm so mad. What a fucking troll. Bro, that was actually so good. Holy shit. Dude, it was like 12:18. I was about ready to go to Stone Talon myself and try to get that shit.